And Congressman Hoekstra, I want to start with you on this mystery, this bombing that the Israelis undertook of some sort of facility in Syria. You and a handful of your colleagues have been briefed by the Bush administration what exactly happened. And yesterday in the Wall Street Journal, you and Congresswoman Ileana Ros-Lehtinen wrote a provocative article saying, among other things, this, and both of you have been briefed. The Bush administration, however, has thrown an unprecedented veil of secrecy around the Israeli airstrike. We are prepared to state, based on what we have learned, that it is critical for every member of Congress to be briefed on this incident as soon as possible. Why is it so important, Congressman?
Well, this is, what happened in Northern Syria clearly can be described potentially as an act of war. I mean, you've got Israeli planes going into Northern Syria and bombing some type of a facility. Yes, we've been briefed. A number of countries that may be on our radar screen, Iran, North Korea, other countries, we should know what their role in this activity or what was going on in Syria. And the most important thing at this point in time, Wolf, is that the president and the administration have decided that they are going to make this information public. But what they're doing is they're going through and they're leaking parts of this story to the media. We call it that spot declassification. Jane and I had a discussion about this towards the end of last week. She thought maybe the information should stay classified. I disagreed with her, but I think we both would agree that if the administration is going to start leaking bits and pieces of this story to the media, at that point, all members of Congress should be briefed, and I think the American people should know what is going on. Well,
Congresswoman Harman, have you been briefed on this incident by the administration?
I know what I know from the public media, and I did not know that Peter and Ileana were writing an article that was published yesterday, but I have read it. And I agree that selective declassification by the administration is very troublesome. We see it all over. We see it in a piece of bogus intelligence that was circulating around the House floor when we were extending FISA in August. We see it again, something about the 10th Mountain Division in Iraq, and we had a gap in coverage. I know that's not true since I was in Iraq when that was going on, and I was never told there was a gap in coverage.
Congresswoman,
but these kinds of things really, as far as I'm concerned, force policymakers to make bad decisions, and it's wrong.
But you're the chair of this important intelligence subcommittee of the House Homeland Security Committee. Have they briefed you?
No, they have not briefed me on what went on in Northern Syria. All I know is what I've read in the media. I've had some conversations with Peter, but he's not free to reveal classified information, even to me, although I have the clearances. That's just how the thing works, and we both respect that. I just want to say about that event, though, that the neighborhood has also kept quiet, which is interesting. I'm assuming there was some North Korean complicity in a nascent nuclear reactor somewhere in Syria, and the Israelis and the Americans both knew about that. If the neighborhood's quiet, it means that no one has an interest in an arms race involving Syria.
Can you tell us, Congressman Hoekstra, if there was evidence that the Syrians working with North Korea and or Iran were actually in the process at that facility of trying to build a nuclear bomb?
Wolf, I can't get into any of the details that we've been briefed in on. That's why this spot declassification that the administration is going through is so troublesome. They can leak bits and pieces of the program. Those of us who have been briefed on the program, we can't say anything about what we know or when we knew it.
Because I read your article together with Ileana Ros-Lehtinen that you wrote in the Wall Street Journal. The impression I got, Congressman, correct me if I'm wrong, you are deeply concerned about North Korea, about its commitments it's making to give up its nuclear weapons program. You don't trust them, and as evidence, you're suggesting that what they were doing in collaboration with the Syrians, potentially proliferating nuclear weaponry, if you will, that raises alarm bells for you.
Absolutely. I mean, what we found through the 90s and what we have found through the Bush administration is that the North Koreans, they'll always make deals, but the other thing that we'll see consistently is that they will break those agreements. And so if North Korea or if Iran or other countries were involved in Syria, it will be an indicator of what kind of agreement they will make and whether they would be willing to adhere to the agreements that they make in public.
Can you confirm, Congressman, that North Korea and Iran were involved in that facility in Syria?
No, I cannot.
because of the classification. Is that what you're saying?
I can't confirm who or what was going on in Syria. That's exactly right, Wolf.
All right.